and it's in Little Tokyo.
Yeah.
And that was like the epicenter for Japanese people eating Chinese food.
Really?
Yeah, and the chow mein they had, it was I don't know what style that is, but it was like crack on a plate. It was so freaking good, and the sweet and sour too. So like anytime people would have, this is crazy, Calvin, but when Japanese people would have a funeral at that Nishihonganji Buddhist temple, afterwards they would always go to Far East Cafe for dinner and chow down, and that food was so good. And for a while, I think you guys sold it, and then somebody else took over and they changed the recipes. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, I don't know who's the current business owner, but my grandfather, long time ago, was involved in with a few other members. They were really involved in restaurant ownership, and they put together a Chinese restaurant, old-fashioned from Cantonese style, and they set up a shop called Far East Cafe. That's right there in Little Tokyo, as Scott said. Thank you, Scott, for sharing that. So he's one of the founders of some of the Chinese associations, one of the founding fathers of where they just had a community. And the whole purpose of having community was because, it was very early 1940s and even earlier in that in the US, there's a lot of discrimination going on. There's a lot of what we see again reappearing today, which is, social injustice, and they were not treated very fairly. So they wanted to go to a place that was considered to be a safe haven, a place to call home, a place to have a great meal. And it was also a place that they can, even if they didn't have money, they can work for their food. There was always opportunities to get jobs there. And so back in that time, I know a lot of Japanese visited there, a lot of Chinese had the same thing, our family gatherings there. And that's really just a nice restaurant that's considered a historical building in Little Tokyo. So if you just type in Far East Cafe, it's been sold over the years and changed hands in terms of the management of the restaurant. But, my father owns the building. But at that time, we had to actually do what's one of the rare times we couldn't afford it because there was a major earthquake in the 1980s, and it caused major structural damage to the building. And so we leased it out to the city, and they took over the building on a ground lease for 99 years. And so they have the maintenance of it, but they get the full usage of it. So it's a very interesting thing, something that I'll never see or touch in my lifetime. But it's nice to know, and something that we relish and just have that kind of memory of honoring our ancestors who came here. But yeah, the Japanese were all for it. It was a really it's based out there, but it's really good authentic Chinese food. With that, we'll go ahead and start the meeting. That's a nice segue into my slides. I appreciate you all being here. It's August 12th, 2020. Can't believe we're already mid-August, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull up my slides. I'm downloading it from the drive, so I'm gonna have to pull it up. Let's go ahead and start with our affiliates. John, I see you right now first. John, why don't you share and say hello to everybody?
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. John Wax with Snap NHD for all your NHD tax and environmental needs. We have the free lease report for the people that have leases. It's called a renter's report, and we also have the free property tax estimator, and I'll be in contact with you to set up some more classes, training classes and everything. But I'm here for you. I'm going to put my information in the chat. Thank you.
All right, and who we got here? Nicole, I see you here right now.
Good morning, everyone. How are you? Great to see all of you. Stuart Title, Nicole Menard. Also want to remind you tomorrow we have a Zoom call at 11 a.m. Look forward to seeing you all. Have a fantastic day.
Great to see you. Thank you, Nicole. We'll go Annie, and then we'll go to Dan Chapman next.
Hey, this is Annie, Chicago Title. Do you have a copy of our Ways to Hold title flyer? I think this is great for your buyers to see and compare the advantage. And I can email a copy for you today. And also I wanted to give a special thank you today for the clients. Stick with us like through thick and thin with all the ups and downs, and you kept our doors open and our hope alive. And I had a record month last month, and I just wanted to say thank you for your support. Thank you.
We appreciate your support too as well, Annie. And that's what we do in times like this where we're in a pandemic or a crisis. We all learn to come together and count on, rely on each other, and depend on each other. And that's what having relationships is all about. So we appreciate having great relationships and great affiliates like all of you guys coming in here on time, seeing us. Dan, you're up next, babe. What you got?
Good morning, Dan, the mover from AQMS, National Van Lines, local, interstate moves, international moves, whatever you need, I can help your clients. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, Dan's got great moving company. If you have clients that need them, I say suggest and support Dan, and he'll work out arrangements with you directly. Who we got? We go Maria and then Angie Tang.
Good morning, everybody. Maria Howard with O Republic Home Protection. Great to see everybody. Number one, if you need any home warranties that need to be placed, or quotes or questions regarding the right coverage to put on the real estate purchase contract, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I'm always here available to speak and help you mitigate any claims that you may have or issues. And also, if your clients want to speak to me, I'm more than happy to go over the home warranty coverage so that they have a clearer understanding on how to place calls and how they can use our landing page to place claims. Other than that, you guys have a fantastic day and make it a great week. Thank you.
Thanks, Maria. Perfect. Angie, you're up next, and then we'll do Brandon and Sandy.
Hey. Hi guys. Hi Calvin. Good morning guys. Adam, everyone. Angie Tang, First American Title. Good to see everyone. Wanted to talk a little bit about farming. We're moving into fourth quarter. If you haven't already started your farm, it's the best time to do so. Market is really hot. If you're looking for specific farms such as probates, divorcees, or items, maybe empty nesters, those are really good targets to hit. Please let me know. We can sit down and do a strategy for you, because if you don't have a listing now, give me a call. I'll get you the next listing. Thank you guys. Angie Tang, First American Title.
I need a listing. Yeah, who needs a listing? Contact
Right? Everybody needs a listing.
I'm just kidding. I do need a listing. Everyone needs to hear this thing. We all want to be busy here. Brandon, what you got for us?
Good morning, everyone. So real quick, we have a class coming up with our geologist. We are the only NHD company who has a licensed geologist in the state. He doesn't usually have a lot of time that he has to do these types of presentations. So this is a special opportunity that we wanted to extend to you as well. And this is actually through, I don't know if you guys are a part of RRC or CRS, that organization, the Residential Real Estate Council. So we have partnered with them to do this with our geologist so that he can get the information out to as many people as possible. And he's going to be talking about wildfire season and some of the things that geologists are starting to see with the amount of wildfires. I don't know if you guys have seen already this year, we've had thousands of acres in Southern California already burned. And we want to make sure that your clients know these things and what areas that they live in. I live over in Glendora, and I know if you guys saw a couple, I guess this was last weekend, we had that big fire that luckily was out pretty quick. I believe it's out, or it has a few little small fires. But again, we want your clients to know exactly what the information about wildfires and what the geologists and the experts are saying. So I will send that over to you guys, the link for that, and that's August 20th. And again, if you have any questions pertaining to anything specific in these reports, please give me a call. And if your clients have any questions, I will get on the phone with them as well. So please feel free to reach out. Again, Brandon Stransky, First American NHD.
Awesome. Thanks, Brandon, for sharing that and inviting us to the geologist session. I'm a person who likes to learn. So whenever there's someone really smart coming to speak or talk, if I can, I always try to make time to make and learn new things. So appreciate that opportunity, Brandon. Sandy, and then we'll do Pamela after.
Good morning, everyone. Sandy with First American Home Warranty. Just wanted to, it's going to be hot, hot, hot the next 5 or 6 days. If you have clients that need home warranty claims placed, call me directly. I can place a claim in seconds online. Don't have your clients wait in line on a queue in case their calls get backed up. Just call, text, or email me. I'm more than happy to take care of it for your clients and explain how the process works and what needs to be done. If you have someone who needs an emergency claim placed, definitely reach out to me. I'm here to help in any way that I can. Have a great day.
You too, Sandy. And Pamela, are you ready? Thanks for putting yourself unmuted. Welcome.
Yes, absolutely. How are you?
Doing excellent.
It's great to see everyone, miss everyone. Just wanted to touch base quickly on first on appliances. Make sure that we have 2 plans that have already the refrigerator and washer dryer plan. You don't need to add it. But if you want an extra one, it's only $15. So if you need one in the garage or, if you have one in the garage, just make sure they know that even after 60 days after the close of escrow, you can add options. And 60 days, you can get a warranty with the escrow prices after the close of escrow. So very important, if the seller doesn't want to pay for a warranty, you still can get one and take care and represent your buyer well and have a warranty for them. You just call me. Anytime you want me to introduce myself to your clients after they close, I think especially now, we need to give the best service that we possibly can. And I just like to introduce myself, give them my cell number, tell them how wonderful you are. And if they have questions throughout the duration of the year, they can call me. So stay safe, everyone. And I'll put my info in the chat real quick, just in case you don't have it. But if you need the cheat sheet or the brochure via email, just let me know. Bye.
All right, thank you. Appreciate that, Pamela. And I just want to thank you all for being here on time. I'm going to move on to the next part of the sales meeting.
Kelvin, you forgot me.
Can I go?
I'm sorry, did I miss somebody? Who did I get?
Yeah,
I think you forgot with Scott. Did you go yet? And I didn't go yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. So let's do Scott and I'm sorry. Yeah, I totally forgot. Okay, Scott
okay.
and My True.
No, it's okay. Well, thank you be a part of this, Kelvin. So I just wanted to let you guys know, like I do loans. I'm Scott Shimamoto, Journey Mortgage Advisors. And if you guys get that listing, I have this program. It's called List Reports. And what List Reports does is it takes your MLS information and it downloads it into this other program where you get a free website. So like it'll have all your pictures on there. It'll have like information about the schools and the amenities that are close to the property. And it's all free. I'm paying for it on my end, but you could share this website with your clients, and you don't have to spend money to pay someone to make a website. You could just use this. If you want to see it, I put my contact information in the chat, or Kelvin knows how to get a hold of me if you need it. But that's just one more little tool for you guys to sell that listing, even though you probably don't need it right now because everybody's getting multiple offers. But down the road, if you ever need that, just let me know and I'll hook that up for you.
All right, appreciate that, Scott. I apologize, I was going through my participant list and it was kind of long, but I appreciate you. Share with us anything. Yeah.
Okay, morning everyone. My True with Fidelity Title. I just wanted to touch upon probate cases. I noticed that they've been on the rise for me. So as soon as you guys know that there are heirs, there are widows, or there's like more than one family member, please let us know right away, because locating them, tracking them down, I've been assisting with that, but it is difficult when they're out of state, out of country, all that. So as soon as you know that they are, just let us know right away so we could assist you with that. I'm also giving out COVID kits for the pandemic. So with our COVID kits, we're giving out the shoe booty bins, the booties, the floor stickers, the tent cards, face masks, and hand sanitizer. So if you guys have an upcoming listing and you need a kit for your listing, let me know and I'll shoot one out straight to the office, to the front desk for you. And that's about it. My True Fidelity Title.
We appreciate that, Mai. I saw your kit. It's very great looking and nicely thought of. So very, very considerate. Um, great. So now we've got to move on to the sales meeting. I got a lot of stuff to talk to you guys about. Appreciate all the affiliates sharing and all the
Let me call you back.
news
I'm
and
in the middle of
support.
a Zoom.
So
Let me call you right
today's,
back. I'm ready to speak on a Zoom call.
someone else need to speak? Okay, so today's, I'm going to start sharing my screen, which is our PowerPoint, and I'm going to share our quote of the week is from Maya Angelou. Really, really great. Has a lot of, said a lot of brilliant things as well. Hopefully you guys can see the slides. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude and don't complain. We're in a very big crisis, and there's some things that we can and cannot change. And I know we can't make a cure out of or vaccine out of nowhere, but we really need to adapt to the situation and the new environment we're in. And people are complaining, oh, I don't know, I can't stay at home all day, or there's a lot of attitude things that we could change that are in our control. And really, attitude is everything. So as realtors, we need to learn how to adapt and change our attitude to have a positive and really generate positive forces around us. So it's a powerful thing when you control your mind and thoughts. And thanks, Maya, for sharing that. We are back open, but practicing social distancing. And I'm very excited to announce a couple of new additions to our family. Here at Dynasty, we have Sylvia Ramos, who's been a very great leader in the Arcadia Association of Realtors. And I met her through there. She's been a past president 2017. And we've been connecting, and it took me some couple of years to finally get her to come over, and I'm very happy to have her and her husband, Mark Ramos, who's joining us at our company at Temple City. And when you see them, they just say hello and introduce yourself. They're very, very warm, friendly people. We've been tracking every week the California COVID spread, and I'm just gonna say it's continuing every week, roughly about 9,000 a day additional cases in COVID. So we are not reducing the curve or flattening the curve like we've been trying to. And as things reopen, as people get a little bit more, I guess, risky, then I'm just saying it's very, very important we don't let our guard down. We keep our families safe. So I just wanted to let you know the numbers and put it in front of you on a weekly basis. And if you want to get free testing, just go to the County of LA website, and then they do have a testing center that can, they encourage you to go ahead and get your drive-through test kit. And it's really just takes literally 5 minutes. Oh, I do have a face mask. If you didn't get your face mask yet, come stop by. We still have them available. So I ordered a lot. So if you guys want one, I'm giving all agents one free. And when it talks about learning and talking about our standard slides about CB University, I want to encourage you that we still have these other upcoming trainings about lead generation, how to work expireds, and really how to amplify your business. If you are interested in learning what tools that we can use and utilize from Coldwell Banker's platform, I encourage you to share and join these virtual sessions. They're very safe with live instructors, and you can click those links or join them in the email that I sent you last week. Again, every Tuesday at 2 p.m., there is the same link. So go ahead and join me for my training on Tuesdays. Actually 2 days, yesterday, I did a very nice broker update on the market, what's going on with the good, the bad, the ugly. And I gave a forecast of what's going on in the California region. So I hope you can join us for every Tuesday at 2 o'clock. I have really new content and information that I put together and I want to train you on. And of course, if you have anything you want to learn, let me know, text me or call me so I can put these on the upcoming training schedules for your learning and your benefit. And every Wednesday, like you're here, we have the same link to register. So I'm glad to have you all here with us. I've been putting on my videos on YouTube for your watching and learning. If you can't attend, we do have you covered. So please join and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yesterday's recording didn't work out, so it actually won't make it onto the YouTube channel. So that's something I couldn't control, but that's the benefit of you trying to be here on time and learn. Apologize for that. We do have a Zoom webinar meeting tomorrow with Nicole and Yvonne Menard, teaching us really about title. The real estate market is hot. They're going to help us with farming and some tools that are tips and tools that are available to us in these very unprecedented times. So if you can join us Thursday, August 13th at 11 a.m. The link was sent out yesterday, and here it is again in these slides. And you can use this ID and password also to get yourself in. And join us on Zoom. I want to remind you all that there's also another virtual conference. This is October 12th to 14th in a couple of months. So save the date for Reimagine Real Estate, a really great conference with great speakers. I hope you can register and learn and pick some of your favorite topics and watch some great people who are probably leaders throughout the state and in industry, sharing really good information for us. And a lot of this is going to how to adapt to the new normal, how to do real estate, how to succeed and thrive in this new environment. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm pretty sure there's a great lineup of great content. That's the blurb about it. And I shared this already. I'm going to keep this slide up and just because it's an important seminar. So it's 100% free, except for if you want to join a special breakout session or they have certain designation classes, those they're going to charge for. All right. Today we're going to talk about the realtor case study that we all have encountered at some point or another. And I think this is something that's important to remind you all. What do we talk about when we do our listing presentation? So a listing agent goes on a listing appointment with the seller. They present their CMA, they talk about the home, they get some ideas of how to prepare the home for sale. And overall, the seller does like the agent, but when they talk about how much do you charge and the commission rate, they suddenly become disappointed when, you know, the agent asks for a 5% commission, that's for example. And they reply, that's too expensive. ABC Realty down the street is only going to charge me 3.5%. How about this? If you can match the rate, we will sign with the listing with you. Is that, and then I've seen this encountered in a different color, flavor, or something of this sort all the time. It happens to me as a broker, it happens to you as an agent, and it happens to every single salesperson that a person is going to try to negotiate. We as salespeople need to know our product. We need to know our value proposition. We need to know what our self-worth is and what we do to add value to the transaction. And we need to know how to talk and persuade and convince what we do to earn our 5% or whatever commission that we're asking for. And I say the word earn because nothing is given and we are going to have to work for it. And you're going to do it with a wide array of examples and illustrating what your self-worth is to demonstrate to the seller how much work there is to do. So this is an ageless question. It always comes up, and I want to teach and take this opportunity how to defend ourselves, because what I do is, you know, I talk about is my value proposition, and my value proposition is what I bring to the table. It's a lot of different things.
I was taking on MLS. I saw like.
Can I have you? Who's talking? Let's get you muted. All right, I found out who it was. So I apologize for that. The listing agent, if you were in this position, what would you do? And honestly, there's no way we can only compete on price alone. We are a full service brokerage. We do a lot for the sellers and their benefit to make sure that we add value and get maximum price for that seller. And if you are going to compete on price alone, you're not winning a battle, because that's not what we do. If you're looking for the cheapest person, that's not going to be you. If you're looking for the person that has the greatest service, that has the strongest experience, that knows the local neighborhood much better than any other person. There's a lot of reasons that we're going to demonstrate and I'm going to talk to you about to make you a stronger presenter in front of your clients. So here's the talk when I talk about the value proposition. I share a couple of things about what I do. I talk about my experience. I talk about what we do to prep the home for sale. I highlight all the features and things that we do to market the property through the internet, through a word of mouth, through broker caravans, through the MLS, through the reciprocal websites, and with my yard sign, which also the Coldwell Banker yard sign adds value. That's something that no one talks about. But when you see a professional company, there's a branding that's to the house, there is a subtle what you call a subtle belief that the home is also a nice, very beautiful or lovely home, because they are using one of the most recognized and oldest real estate companies in the world in real estate. So Coldwell Banker offers that value. We also have a lot of things that are analytical that help us extract value when we use CBX, seller leads, and analysis. That tool is really cool to understand and find where the next buyer is going to come from, and the data that kind of helps me do targeted marketing on Facebook or social media, because I know what type of person that person will be. So that's something that's unique that no other person can talk about. Also, we use Circle Picks that use every social media. It puts a YouTube video. And we also have resources. If it's a high-end listing, we have the resources that we can use to get it a virtual 3D tour or do drone pictures as well. So there's a wide array of things that we could talk about. And I could talk 20 minutes about marketing or about whatever it is that they want to talk about. But ultimately, these are all items that the next realtor probably is not going to offer. Besides the marketing, and we talk about what other intangibles that you bring to the table, you should talk about what you do to protect them. You should talk about how your skill sets are and that your broker manager skill sets are in providing strong contract language and great property descriptions that will ultimately protect them from future liability. When you have a seller who sells a home that has a lot of different repairs or modifications, they definitely need to have a strong broker agent covering their butt, making sure they disclose the items. And I'll just say that the contract language addendums, these can cost thousands of dollars by checking the wrong box or not writing a particular term in or forgetting something. And that's where you are coming to save the day. A lot of these discount brokers, guess what? They don't work on quality, they work on quantity. They work on volume. So if they're focused on earning 1% or 1 and 2%, very, very low 2% commissions, guess what? They're also working with, maybe 10 other listings or 20 other listings on volume, and they're not really dedicated to your particular listing. They're probably taking listings just because they want to promote themselves online, and they're not going to be giving their 100%, their full attention in opening the door, setting up the appointments, promoting it, reverse prospecting. They're not going to be doing all those extra steps that you will be doing because you're a committed and dedicated real estate professional. So that's the one difference. If you don't promote it out there, you don't get the eyeballs on the property, you're not going to get full market value back. We also have other ways I could talk about. I'm just giving you talking points with your listing presentation that we can get savings and get great discounts with our friendly affiliates. You could talk to escrow, termite, mortgage, staging, home repairs, and talk to some of these affiliates that we have. A lot of them will work with you if you have a particular budget or a certain request from the clients. So then they can go above and beyond and make sure we get answers. So when I come and detail myself, me versus ABC Realtor down the street, or even if they're branded, this is what I would ask. You know, that's great. I'm happy that you're comparing or taking multiple interviews with other agents, because that's very important for you to find the agent that works right with you, that you feel the right connection and have the right trust. But I'm just curious, you know, which agent are you planning to, were you talking to? You know, how many years in the business? What is their marketing plan? You know, how many listings have they sold in this city? You know, if you don't know these things, how about this? Allow me to look up their history and their experience. I'll go into my MLS, I'll look them up, I'll look at all the listings that they sold, and I can tell right off the bat if they're a good agent or not. And then I don't have to say anything because I don't talk bad about agents, but I let the data speak for itself. And when I look at the data, I look at what is their past listings like. I can look at their photography, and I can see whether they're using their cell phone or not. I can look at what it sold for and what they were asking, so I can see if they have a track record of selling properties under what they ask for. Maybe they're not very strong in getting their full price, and so seller, you told me they give you a certain price. Maybe they have a track record of not getting that price. So when I look at that, I look at the property description. I look at the language and the writing. And usually I don't see any people, because I'm a writer, I don't see a lot of people write better descriptions than I could. And I look at their expireds, I look at their cancels, their days on market, how long they take to sell a property, what are their specialty areas. And I might find out that they're only selling in particular region, which is not even anywhere close to where this person is trying to take a listing. So again, it's unethical to talk bad about a realtor or a competitor, but it is legal to look at what is data. And I use data to support what I do, and then I show them my data. Or if you don't have the data, you can show them my data and talk and say, my broker is looking out after me. If you never had a listing, you're a brand new agent, use my data, okay? So when you do that and you justify and you show, you should be showing a win-win situation, because no one stacks up to what you can do. When justify your hard-working dedication to your through your weekly communication with the client, you have creative ideas, and you're going to go above and beyond in your marketing. And you know, just one last piece before we move to the next slide is I always remind them that, you know, when you use a discount broker, you likely will lead to a discounted price of their home. If these brokers work on volume, they're working on a lot of different clients, they're not really very focused on your home and making sure they get the best value. And that's something that I want to promise to you. So you really get what you pay for, and you get a lot when you use me. If you can demonstrate that, you can repeat this and rehearse this at home, have some talking points, and what are your value propositions, you will be very strong in your listing presentation. I encourage you to do this because I know this coming next year, there will be more listings than there are today. We are very short today. There's pent-up demand. And I'm going to talk to you why there's going to be more listings in a couple of slides. Any questions about your listing presentation? Anything that you've been asked that I can help you with? All right, you guys are all perfect then. Moving on to the next one, I'm going to talk about is landlord has some issues with their tenants on a single family residence home. Some common issues of tenants, and this could be not all of them, but some of the common ones that I've seen, there's non-payment going on or partial payments because of COVID. The tenant subleases their property to another person, like a room for rent, or they take the whole thing and just Airbnb your property to the entire world. Sometimes I've seen tenants grow and add additional family members, and they don't notify the landlord. They bring significant others, girlfriends, boyfriends, or friends to live there, maybe it's classmates, and they also acquire unauthorized pets on the property. don't let the landlord know about it. It happens all the time. A lot of times they grow marijuana or do other illegal activities. Sometimes I see tenants conducting unauthorized business at the property. Maybe sometimes they have big meetings at the home, or they use it for, let's say they use it for a video shoot or pornography, which I've seen. And they also have and use it for unauthorized business like daycare or schooling of some sort, tutoring. So if you have clients, tenants like this, I've seen also situations where there are verbal or physical threats whenever the landlord comes by or the agent, and they create a nuisance to the neighborhood. They're very noisy. They park their cars on other people's driveways or the lawns. They receive violations from the city for too much noise or pets, or the weeds are growing too high. Anyway, if you have a situation like this, you have a tenant that's problematic. The point of the matter is the landlord comes to you as a realtor and they go, hey, realtor, can you give me some help? Can you give me some guidance? Can you talk to them? Can you get involved? And when I'm the realtor, if they ask me something like this, my question to you is, how do you respond? What kind of resources do you provide? And how much do you participate? And there's a big fine balance I'm going to talk to you about is participation versus, what's the ultimate goal? What's the benefit for you, or what's the upside, and what is the risk? Okay. So you always need to keep this in mind. So I always just provide through great articles and Q&A sessions that right now the CAR website has a ton of resources for landlords. And it talks about COVID. It talks about all the issues that I talked about above, some potential solutions. You can refer the landlord to a property manager who's already experienced in these circumstances. I'm not a property manager, so I don't touch these subjects. I usually just refer them to somebody else who can support them, help them, and who's trained to do this stuff. I like to send articles about the current eviction moratorium right now, because the eviction moratorium right now does not allow me to evict this tenant, even if they're doing all of these problems at the home. They are protected right now. And there may depending on the city, there may be other local restrictions or rent controls that we must be mindful of. So usually if I want to help out, I would just research it, send them the link to the city's website, and share the article and the language that they have, the processes that they have to take if they want to evict a tenant, and define whether it's just cause or not just cause. Court evictions have finally reopened for cases to evict people, but these are only for cases. I think there's about 1,000 cases right now in LA County, and they reopened for those 1,000 that were pre-COVID. These were considered to be the backlog of cases that were not related to the coronavirus. So those evictions have already started. And currently in place for LA County, the eviction moratorium is protecting tenants until September 30th. And we don't know if there's going to be an extension or some sort of renewal. I don't know what's going to happen, but that's the current language. And even if you have multiple violations or all of these breaches of contract, those tenants are going to still be there for another month and a half, even if they don't pay. So consider your timing of your eviction notices and hire an eviction attorney to handle your matters. I don't oftenly recommend agents to be involved in the eviction process because you're not trained to do this, and you're probably putting yourself at risk. Some of these tenants can go crazy or can have a gun on the property, and you step foot on their property, they might shoot you. I don't know how rational these people are. Apparently, if they're willing to break a lease contract, they're willing to break some sort of certain laws. So I don't like agents taking that risk. I also remind the sellers or landlords that there's statewide local rent control laws, if applicable, or ordinances in place. And so make sure that they check those. And I need to ask myself all the time whether or not there's any potential business to be had, or whether these people are just using me for my time and my energy and not really going to give me any kind of business at all. So I got to really weigh the pros versus the cons and see if this is a relationship or a friend or a family member that I do want to take care of or help them, or maybe this is just a user. So if it isn't a user, then maybe you might want to take less steps. But you got to weigh the cons and the benefits and the pros and cons. And the last thing I'm going to share with you, which is not written on here, is what solution you really do have is you do have the ability to file an unlawful detainer against the tenant, and that will go on the record, and that will have some evidence in your favor that shows what are the breaches of the violations that they received, or the areas of the contract that they're breaking. So you can outline all these items and kind of create an official record. In the event that the court's open, you can get your eviction pretty much guaranteed when you have this unlawful detainer filed against that tenant. So that's my suggestions to you and your landlords if they have this question. Do you have any questions on this matter before I move on? Don't forget about our Dynasty Agent resources that have a great amount of tools and updated attorney comments and a wider amount of language. I'm updating something else as well this week, which is going to really help you really in your business. So it's changing all the time. I encourage you to check back and make use of all the stuff that I put together in there for your learning and understanding. Like our social media pages like Facebook, our YouTube channel, and we're going to get into our new listings. So remember, there is different statuses for listings like coming soon, active, and just registering something that's off market. So I'm not going to talk too much in detail. I do it every single week. Just remind you that there is ways to report the violation, and go ahead and click there. If you want to follow the instructions how to do it coming soon, or how to keep a property off market, then go ahead and follow these steps right here. And a reminder about company policy for our listings and when you open an escrow as a buyer. So this applies to all of us. Anytime you sign a new listing, or if you obtain acceptance on an offer, and I need you to deliver a copy of the fully executed agreement to your broker and manager within 48 hours, so we put it into our company file. This is a mandatory thing for brokers from the Department of Real Estate. We need to know every transaction that opens and closes. So you deliver your copy. I don't need all the disclosures or every single fluff or email, simply the contract and the counteroffers and the agency disclosure and your listing contract. We need these items anytime you get them signed. So we won't sign orders until you send us your verified listing. And if you do have a special instructions or a particular property that belongs to an HOA, find out exactly where to place these signs that's approved by the community. What are the gate codes? Anything special, like you want to place it on the north side of the property or the south side? Give us any special instructions or draw an X on a photo. Please notify the management if you need any support, because I give all agents the trust in being able to input properties into the MLS. When I put this trust on you, that means you take responsibility for any inaccurate information, for the wrong reporting, and also for the violations. So if you don't understand what steps you need to take, or if you don't want to get a violation, simply ask your manager like Amy or myself, and we'll help make sure your property does not receive any violations. I guarantee you, every single listing agent who had me review their listing before they got published, none of them got a violation, because I don't do anything that can get you into getting you a violation or get you reported. So The agents that are getting violations are doing things like putting up Google map images, which is illegal. You cannot just take a screenshot of Google Maps or Yahoo Maps or any MapQuest. You can't just put them and then use them as your photo, or their satellite photos. That's illegal. What I'm seeing a lot of people with MLS issues is they're not updating the right dates, and they're not properly putting in and following the clear cooperation policy that I just showed you the slide on. The other item that I'm seeing a lot on is regarding exclusions, which is the seller exclusion of the MLS. And certain people are not notifying and registering their properties with the proper form. Other violations is language on the property description, and they're usually adding words in there such as unethical or illegal words, such as saying things like safe neighborhood, or saying blanket statements that are like new windows throughout, new flooring throughout, and throughout technically means everywhere, and they get inaccuracies in there. So don't make these mistakes. Try to be very descriptive yet cautious, and when you put in together your language and your descriptions. If you need help, you can always ask me. I can make an appointment with you and help you. I don't mind doing it for free, but I need you to have your photos ready, and I need you to set your time available and make me ready. Don't forget all checks and payments that are received in trust. You must log these items into the broker trust log and let us know. Give us a copy of the check, when you received it, and where you are delivering it. I need to have this in the trust log every single, within 24 hours is the request. Moving on to new listings, we have these over here, brand new homes in Arcadia on Holly Avenue, beautiful townhomes and condos by David Chin. And if you have Nancy Liu, she's got a nice McCulloch Avenue on number A, Temple City. This might be the...
Kevin. Nancy's here.
Oh, great. Nancy, share your listing for $660,000.
Sure. Okay. This property is totally remodeled. So it is a very beautiful house. It's a condo, but it's only one wall attached. It has living square footage is about 1,636, and it was built in 1980. Anyway, the HOA fee is very reasonable, about $200. So bring your client and see this one. It just came up on the market on Monday. So I believe there will be a lot of showings. Thank you.
Yeah, I think you're pricing it excellent for $660. Is this attached or detached?
Attached, but only 2 units attached. You can call it like a duplex.
Okay. Yeah, so it is just maybe one a common wall.
Yes, only one.
For $403 a square foot, you're getting Temple City Schools.
Oh,
Fantastic
sorry, this
price.
is not Temple City Schools.
Oh, it's not Temple City Schools. I'm sorry.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
But you are getting Temple City. So
yes,
Nancy, you got someone for that?
Yeah, it is very close to our office, and this is a very nice and quiet area.
Awesome. And Joan Huang, she's got a nice property in San Marino. This is just right here, just south of Huntington Drive. This is 2355 Roanoke Road, San Marino. And excellent location, San Marino Avenue and Huntington Drive. It's 13,451 lot size. So if you got anyone for San Marino, come talk to Joan and she can share with you any information about that. Check out the photos, and hope you got someone for this one. Winnie Bai, she's got a nice listing over here in El Sereno. This is a 3-unit triplex on Cronus Street, and it's for $839,000. That's a very attractive price for 3 units. The net operating income of $38,000, very reasonable, and there might be some upside to increase in the future. So talk to Winnie if you got someone looking for multifamily, someone who's an investor and looking for this area. El Sereno has come up quite some bits over the past couple of years. And we have Julia Jiang and Ling Lu. You guys want to pitch your listing over here on San Antonio?
Yes, Julia can pitch the listing. Julia, do you mind to pitch the listing?
I think Lynn, you better because you know this one more than me.
Okay.
Yeah,
This one located in Chino is the property that I purchased for the owner a couple of years ago. So they take very good care of the property, and also just before putting it on market, the owner spent lots of efforts to fix some small stuff and also add some new landscaping. And Julia and I, we spent lots of money on our own to put the stage in to the property. So it's showing very well. You can just go ahead, click the link, and you will know what I mean. And talking about the year built and also the room and the living space, I think the price is pretty reasonable. There's a property 2 doors next to ours just listed, and couple I think maybe 30,000 lower than ours just sold just in 1 week. So hopefully we will have good offers coming soon. But Kelvin, can I, or maybe after meeting, because I want to say to our friend in office, just yesterday is the first day of showing, and quickly I find some problem. There's an agent, contact us and I wanted to show between 6 to 6:30. And they are good. I let them know the lot box won't be available after 7. So I asked them to build their own time. So they did. But just around 6:45, there's a gentleman call me saying he used a combo and he used a key, cannot get in. So because the time is so close to the one already made the appointment, those team. So maybe this is my mistake. I say, try hard. There's no reason that the labas cannot be used. So he even asked me, can you arrange somebody to open it for me or the owner, whatever. I say, I will try, but no guarantee. So I call the owner. The owner is so kind. He even say, yeah, I can go. But just before that, the gentleman called me again. Ning, don't worry. I got in. It's my fault. It's okay now. I say, oh, okay, it's okay. So yesterday at nighttime, of course, I checked the email. I saw the Supra record, the first team, those 2 ladies, they went to see the property. Yeah. But only this morning around 5 o'clock, I checked the email again this morning, and I find out there's another showing 6:45, 6:50. Obviously, that is the gentleman who called me. Yep. And this is the one who did not make the appointment before, who did not send in the PEAD form. Yep. So I double checked with Julia because that time from 6 to 7, these 2 parties show up. My fault is I confused. I thought they are the same party, okay? But obviously, the showing record showed this gentleman's name, phone number, and the email address. We did not have any record of the pre-arranged record. So I'm thinking to ask your advice. If I'm kind enough, because a part of my fault, I mistaken, I think they are the same party, okay? Can I say something? On the first form I received, there's a 2 name. One checked broker, the other one checked just the person who enters. So we even ask them, where is the buyer's name? So the agent say, the agent herself is the buyer. So the other one is the assistant. So that's okay. That explains their identity. But the gentleman who pumped in around 6:45, there's a totally no
total stranger
record.
didn't make an appointment.
Yes.
I'll give you the solution, and I'll give you a couple of resources of what we can do. Thank you, Ling, for your appreciate that. You're very detailed, and you have someone who's an unauthorized guest who came in and used his own lockbox to access your property without sending your PED form, and they did not follow your private remarks, your instructions, and they didn't do what's in compliance. So technically, you could report them to the board. You can send them, if you want to be licensed, you can just send a notice and call the manager broker and let them know that this person is not doing following proper procedure, and we have a record that they entered the building. And if you it depends on how strongly you want to take action or no action. If you want to just do no action, just let the broker manager know, and they should probably have a conversation with that agent. So that's what you can do. If you want to give other examples, I can help you with that, with what to do, or you can call him and just teach him a lesson yourself, and say you are, and have a direct conversation, and maybe he will learn from this, correct, because you're a good agent. So just give him some guidance and say, you need to follow private remarks. This is you can't, I had someone scheduled, right, someone around you, and it's by appointment only. You are not following instruction. So if you just make a simple call yourself, I'm sure he will probably, hopefully, make a change to his practice. But if he doesn't, there are other measures. The key here is, what are your settings on your Supra key? You have the ability to change your settings on your Supra to put it on restricted hours, like, for example, 9 a.m. only to 8 o'clock p.m. If you so every other time, then it will be off limits. But the suggestion I have for you, Ling, and for everyone, if you want to control access to your Supra, put a CBS code.
CBS code, yes.
That's simple.
I did
so if
not,
you have a
yes.
password, that agent who never called you, who never sent you, the agents who never send you a PED form, they're never going to have your CBS code. So then they won't, that's called how to prevent unauthorized access. Because our Supra allows us to see everyone who comes in and out. So if you have a password to it, that's an extra measure you can take for safety. Okay.
Yes, that's a good suggestion. I've been thinking about that. And but I did not do that. I should do that. So my question is, I don't need to write to indicate on the agent remarks, let them know I do have the CBS to use. Only when they made the appointment and submit the form and give the CBS code to them. Only for those who completed and confirmed with the appointment, right? But do I need to let them know?
Do you have to let them know there is a CBS code? You don't have to. It's up to you. So if you were, just say, please, to make an appointment easily, just send me your PED form and your appointment time, so I can schedule it for you, and I'll share I will share you the CBS code.
Okay.
Something like that. If you do that, it's already up front, so they know they're not going to get in unless they make the appointment with you.
Okay.
So I prefer just saying, because I don't want them to just go out there and then just try to open doors or walk around the back and try to open a window. So that might happen.
Yeah,
okay?
I'll do that today. And two more questions is for Supra, I did put the excess limit hours, but if I need to make any adjustment, do I need to go to the property in front of the lockbox to do the program?
You need to program it.
I can do it from the website.
You have to do it from your Supra app, My eKey, and
on the
you
phone.
have to be You have to be in front of the device. So
Oh,
you
I
can,
have to be in front of the device. That's what I
Yeah.
that's what I thought too. Yeah. So
yes,
that is correct. I cannot do anywhere at home
no,
in the
not,
office. No, only in front of
not for
the.
CBS, not for timed activity. You need to program it with Bluetooth.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. And the last question is to call his broker or to call him. My concern is, or is it make any sense? Call him and ask him to submit that the form today that at least indicate that the past 14 days he did not have any record of disease or to get in close to anybody who is sick. If that makes sense, or it doesn't make sense, because if he is COVID-19 confirmed, he went to property, and that is the risk to whoever who is coming today. There's 2 appointments today.
Yes, and that's also something that you may write on your private remarks, and this goes for everybody's listing, is you could ask the showing agent, hey, showing agent, please send me your P form, blah, 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 blah. And then at the end you say, showing agents are responsible to disinfect surfaces that you touched. And then just say, I have Clorox bleach wipes in the cabinet in the kitchen. And let them know.
Yeah, sorry, I did, because personally, I copied, honestly, I copied Gina's instruction on 2nd Avenue because she did such a good job. So the agent remarks is very clearly about everything they should follow, and the regulation, and the updated form is from the CAR, you should check. That for any good practice agent, I trust them, that's not a problem. Only to this particular one, it this makes sense to ask him to submit that form. Since he went there, I want to know he is
Well, you call him. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and call him, and you can, and you should ask for it. And that's especially, you should ask for it if you promise the seller that every visitor is going to send you this form. Then they use that in the listing addendum, CVA.
Mm-hmm.
So if you promise the seller that you're going to get it from every person, then you should get it.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
my suggestion to you.
Okay.
So
all right.
if you have any other questions, just let me know on the side, and I'll answer your questions.
Sure. Okay. Good. Thank you.
I do think this property is going to sell quickly and above asking. It's a great price. I would suggest that if the price goes above your asking price, the seller contribute towards the staging. Okay.
Hi, Kevin.
Not touch you. Sorry.
I said, if you get above asking, I think the seller should try to contribute towards the staging.
Okay.
Good idea.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
I really think so.
Yeah.
I think that's something you should let the seller know, because
Hi,
you shouldn't
Kevin.
have to do that. Yes, Julia.
I have a few minutes. I'll just ask one more question about the staging. I just happened to think about it because staging is sometimes it's risky, because one friend told me one overnight somebody went into the property and took away all the staging stuff. So that is risky to who? To us, or to, I think the insurance should have insurance, the staging company or whatever. So I don't know what happened then later.
Both have insurance, and depends how they broke in. Is it a realtor who broke in and they used
No,
lockbox?
somebody's no.
And if it's someone who broke a window, and then that
Yeah.
would be covered under the homeowner's insurance.
The house insurance, right?
Yeah, but I would look at the staging contract
Yeah.
for what the language says. So it could happen, but I don't know. That depends on the contract. But definitely that's where a homeowner's insurance gets involved.
Okay.
Okay. Since we mentioned that, Kelvin, that the owner should contact his insurance agent, inform the insurance agent saying they move out of the property, and the house is current on market for sale with other people's furniture and decoration. Does he need to make that note to the insurance agent, or it's not necessary?
The first thing to do is to file a police report. And You would also probably call and find and read the staging company because you want to have an inventory list and you want to get your paperwork. And there's going to tell you like, oh, you have 2 sofas, 1 kitchen, 3 beds, you know, blah, 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 bathroom. So there's an inventory list for you to go by. And I would read the fine print on damages or loss, and call the stager, the representative, what steps, and then you either call your insurance agent or you follow their steps, and they might have some sort of insurance on their own too. So I don't know which one. It's important to read the contract first. But you do always want to have the police report, because the police report is going to be your evidence and proof that they're going to use.
But for any owner, before putting on the, after putting the property on market, is that a good suggestion that the owner should update their current status with the insurance company?
It's always good to have good coverage. I would be okay with it. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
That's what I want to know. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. And we have a nice little piece of land over here on Mount Washington. This is Avenue 37 for $350,000 for a nice little lot over here. Talk to Neelafar if you have anyone who's into hillside development. And if you have closings, we got Henry Liu. Congratulations for closing 515 Fairview Avenue, number 8. It's a lease. And 11358 Frankmont Street, El Monte. Congratulations, Henry. He's also got number 15 on Fairview, and that's in Arcadia, a lease. And Doreen, congratulations to you. We're happy to see you get this closed on 14271 Fern Avenue in Chino. She's one of our top commercial agents, and she just sold this industrial building, and we're very excited and happy to see it closed. Very nice looking property. Henry Liu also has 1320 Las Tunas Drive, number 204 in San Gabriel. This property just leased out, and congratulations to Henry. And Hester also has closed escrow on 1056 220th Street in Torrance. This is a beautiful property, sold over asking, and a nice flip for her. Congratulations, Esther. She's been very busy. And Melissa, congratulations for your listing and just closing on 6882 Rovado Place in Rancho Cucamonga. You got a nice 638,000 sold, and it's a beautiful home. Very excited to see you close. Laura Liu closed on Azusa, 920 Clementine Court, number C. Beautiful newer home, 2018 built, and sold for $498,000. Congratulations. And sorry if we missed your sale, or maybe some people just recorded today, because I do know we have some closings this week. So anyone have any coming soons, price reductions, or needs and wants? All right, well, we're gonna finish today's meeting and conclude. I'm just gonna end today with a nice a second quote. This is by Vivian Green. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. And with the right attitude, and even though we're in a pandemic and it's a crisis going on, you know, we need to find out where the sunshine is. We need to bring the sunshine to our family and really have a positive attitude, learn how to make the best out of our situation, you know, find new hobbies and things to do at home and with our families, and really just learn new things. I think that's a great way to be positive and adapt to the new normal as we adjust. So if there's any other questions, just go ahead and end today's meeting. Thank you all for being here. Anything else?
Wait. I have a question, Calvin.
Yeah. Hi, Laura.
Have you aware of like the rent relief for landlord? My client just sent it to me. I don't know if that one is another WeChat rumor or not. They're saying that the CARE Act actually included the landlord. The landlord can apply for.
They can apply for a PPP loan or disaster loan.
Landlord?
Yep.
Okay, now I get it.
The EIDL disaster loan, so a disaster, they would say they have loss of rent, and the EIDL would give them a loan of money to help pay their mortgage at a 3% interest rate, something around there.
Okay, got it. I'll let my client know.
Yeah, so it's really a loan though, so it got to be paid back.
I see.
Good question. Yeah, the Q&A does talk about this in the COVID section for CAR website.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, Laura. So see you guys all next week. I hope you could join us for the Thursday with Nicole and Yvonne, and next Tuesday I'm training again at 2 p.m. Have a great week, everyone. Thank you. Bye, Billy.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Hi, Adam.
Bye.
You too.